Subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button. Give a few minutes for people to get in the room. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Okay, I want to give a shout out to Flip Chicago Red. I've been following her for a minute. The founder is her name is Zoe, and one of the members, Danny C. I think she's the vice president. She's running for mayor of Chicago, and Jessica, and it's a fourth lady. I love her as well. I just cannot think of her name. So we just want to support Flip Chicago Red. It was organized due to the failures of the Democratic policies in Chicago and the election of Brandon Johnson, which has been terrible, and the city councilman, and they actually go in, and it's an older gentleman that's a part of the organization too, and I can't think of his name. But the founder of Chicago Flips Red is Zoe Lee, also known as Zoe Marshall. She established a grassroots civic and political organization in 2024 to challenge the city's political status quo and advocate for conservative viewpoints. And I mean, they out there. And they have a website, www.flipsred.com, the Red Team. Chicago Flips Red was built by everyday Chicagoans who refuse to accept the status quo. Meet the leaders driving our movement forward. Chicago doesn't need more of the same. It needs bold leadership, fresh ideas, and real accountability. And this is Zoe. They're calling for a forensic audit from the Trump administration, and even Trump has shouted them out. Zoe Lee is the founder. She advocates for political accountability, economic empowerment, and generational wealth. She actively fights against illegal eminent domain to protect her mother's and godfather's commercial property from government seizure. She previously managed activist Dick Gregory. Wow! And founded the Dick Gregory Taught Me Progress. Her company, Uncomfortable Truth Lifestyle, continues to push for honest conversations about the issues facing our community. And like I said, one of the reasons why the organization was even started was because of the failed Democratic policies in Chicago. Wow, but this is Zoe. She's the founder. And this is a member of Chicago Flips Red. Hey, Zakar. Hey, how are you? Dan, Danny C, Danielle Carter Walters, she is running for mayor and she is a part of. I'm cool. Okay, Bob. She is running for mayor of Chicago. Give her a chance. Give her a chance. You done gave Lightfoot, Brandon Johnson, uh, Rahm Emanuel, all them a chance, and they continue to fail you. Continue to fail you. Give her a chance. But they have people on here that they are supporting, and it's 84 open seats. This is a nice website. Oh, this is really a nice website. Oh, they got where does Chicago money go? Danielle Carter, who's running for mayor, who's in the Illuminati? I wish I was. You got to have some money to be in the Illuminati unless you a gatekeeper, like the Black Boule or the Freemasons if you a gatekeeper of them. But you got to have some real money. So that's a lie, stupid ass. You probably don't even know what the Illuminati is, dumbass. In 2010, Danielle founded You Against You Fitness, offering training equipment and supplements with an emphasis on transforming bodies while preserving natural curves. Known as Danny C, she brings the same dedication to community wellness to her political advocacy. She is vice president and she is running for mayor of Chicago. Oh, this is a nice website. This is nice. But I'm proud of these young ladies. Very outspoken. They are very intelligent. And we're gonna get into some of their videos. And I just want them to know I support their movement. I've been following them for the last 2 years. Speaking up at city council. Women from South Side of Chicago say President Donald Trump was sending a love note when he mentioned black women in the city wearing MAGA hats. He did, and he follows them. The president said that black women would make America great again hats in Chicago, want the National Guard to come in and just want to be safe. And that's a fact. And they called for Tom Homan to come in there and arrest the illegals. Yes, they did. I support them, and I hope Danny C makes it. She'll be a good mayor. She'll have a forensic audit. She'll have a working relationship with Trump and the Republican Party. I think you'll see major change. But let's get to these videos because this won't be a long one. So you can see what Flip Chicago Red is really about. All right, here we go. This is Danny C. I'm going after them because see my man. And she has a YouTube channel, Danny C. or Danielle Carter, 1756. It's great. I can do great math. And when I get into that mayor seat, oh, we're going to look at those numbers. And they know that. So, yeah. I don't know what to tell you all, but we're coming for those seats. You will be held accountable. So you might as well get ready for forensic audits, indictments, and prison time. All right? Hey, my beautiful people. Okay, guys. So I don't know if you all knew, but we were on the front page of the Chicago Tribune. Oh, wow. Congratulations. And we have a lawsuit against CTU, CFR, because CTU, they violated our constitutional right from freedom of speech. And guys, yes, this one is going to be the icing on the cake. Freedom of protest. We've been protesting against CTU because we're just demanding a forensic audit. We're just regular tax-paying parents, law-abiding citizens who just want to know where our money is going. And because you have regular, everyday citizens who's demanding transparency and accountability for where our money is going, and we see that the educational system is failing. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're saying, okay, we want to know where our money is going because clearly it's not being spent on the education for the children. And because you have us asking where our money is going and for a forensic audit. Hey, Don. Hey, Don. Restraining order on us
we were harassing them, we threatened them, and they feel like they're fearful of their life. This is CFR going to Chicago's Teachers Union headquarters outside, just protesting, demanding accountability, doing the very same thing they do all day, every day. They just had a May Day protest. For what? No Kings protest. For what? You all protest every day. For what?
Absolutely.
And when you have regular citizens demanding accountability, regular parents, regular everyday citizens that just say, hey, where's our money going? Then you put a restraining order on them. The county commissioner, Tara Stamps, says public comments by the pro-Trump Chicago Flips Red group have crossed the line into threats, harassment, and intimidation. So I guess now the Democrats are going to use regular citizens demanding accountability and demanding transparency and demanding a forensic audit of where their tax dollars is going to be considered intimidation. Is going to warrant a restraining order against you as a citizen. Right. So this is who your Democratic Party is. Your modern day Democratic Progressive Party. CTU, Brandon Johnson. These are your Democratic machine. And all the rest of these aldermen that's down there, all the people that's in these political seats right now that's running for mayor, who's been in office right now, and they're going to try to convince you to vote for them because somehow they're going to fix the problem that they're a part of. They're the reason why the corruption has continued. Everyone that's in office right now has been complicit in what's happening. And the corruption, failing education, high property taxes, high taxes, illegal aliens everywhere and being funded. They're the ones in office. They're currently in office, and those are the ones who voted for all of this. And somehow they want to convince you that they're going to now get in these seats and fix the problem that they caused. Fix the problem that they voted for. Fix the problem that their party, that they're actively and right now, currently a part of, cause and their policies, that they're going to somehow get into these seats and go against their party policies. And
hey, everybody, let's get into it.
This is how crazy they think and stupid they think we are.
Exactly.
But no, we're not. We're not. See, because when I get in office, because their mayor seat is mine, the people have already spoken. God has already spoken. When I get into that seat, I'm coming after every one of those politicians.
Facts. Come on, Danny.
That's a part of that machine, that political machine that has destroyed Chicago and the Chicago citizens.
Come on, Danny.
I'm going after them because, see, my math is great. I can do great math. And when I get into that mayor seat, we're going to look at those numbers.
Come on, Danny.
You know that. So, yeah. I don't know what to tell you all, but we're coming for those seats. You will be held accountable. So you might as well get ready for forensic audits, indictments, and prison time. All right? Vote for Danielle Carter Walters, Mayor.
Give her a chance. I'm telling you. What you got to lose, Chicago, because everybody else you put in office has been terrible. They did nothing but help the illegals, the illegal migrants. That's all they done.
Since the No Kings protest is over, a.k.a. rebels without a cause, paid for by the Communist Party, since that's over with, people who don't have no legitimate fight because it's not real here in America, since that's over with, let's get back to the business. And now the newest fear mongering is people are going to starve. American citizens are going to starve because of the government shutdown and because they will not receive their SNAP benefits for the month of November, which we know Thanksgiving is coming up. This is your newest fear mongering. Now, what they fail to realize and tell you is that the Democratic Party voted to shut the government down.
Facts.
If millions of Americans are going to starve, let's talk about why. Let's blame the Democratic Party because, see, we know they don't care about Americans.
Facts.
This is why they want to
Facts.
shut the government down because
come on, Danni.
The Republicans wouldn't capitulate to spending trillions more dollars on illegal alien health care.
That's right.
We spend trillions of our tax dollars on illegal alien health care. Just alone in Illinois, we've spent in 2024 $1.6 billion on illegal aliens.
That Chicago don't have.
Party would rather millions of Americans to starve because they want to spend trillions more of our tax dollars for illegal aliens to keep getting health care.
That's right.
All right. So you got to put the blame. We got to talk about how it started. You can't go into the middle of the story without talking about the beginning of the story. That the Democratic Party would rather vote to shut the government down, to keep illegal, or to fight for illegal aliens to get free health care, all on the American tax dollars expense. So that's the story. Just like you all refuse.
She running for mayor. Vote her in. What you got to lose, Chicago? What you got to lose? Now this is Jessica. I love her. I love Jessica.
And we have I'm Jessica Jackson. So we're going to give you a recap of the Walgreens town hall meeting. And Miss Jessica, I want you to start because you were able to speak. Really, not really, but really. But they never want you to speak. But, let's talk about it. Well, it was interesting because they had, the executives from Walgreens there to address the community. And of course, it appeared as though they were there to pretty much get on Walgreens for moving out of the community. But we all know that the reason why Walgreens is leaving the community is because of that.
Facts.
And we all know that that's a business decision that
Facts.
can stop them from making. The issue is, which we talked about at the meeting today, is that the city is too soft on crime.
Right.
And because of that, it's nothing to deter the people. Well, let me get this. We was there, and you didn't. They didn't really say that you brought that up, but they tried to silence you. So they didn't tell the people that. The people didn't hear that. Miss Jessica told them, and they tried to silence her about why they left. So we got to make that clear. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true. And what they did talk, the Walgreens staff did bring up the statistics about the theft. And then they also brought up, which I think was very important, that PBM issue about CVS being able to get contracts because they're private and connected with those Medicare and Medicare programs that they get the bulk of that money versus Walgreens doesn't. Because Walgreens is another type of company, another type of corporation. And because of that, Walgreens is not getting the amount of money that they should from these prescriptions. Okay, which is very important. You can't fault them for that. So that was another reason that the Walgreens executives offered up as to why they would be leaving, had to be leaving the communities. The solutions that they gave is that the Walgreens on 75th and State would remain, that the Walgreens on 87th and Stony would remain, and they made it very clear that Walgreens' goal is to serve the community. That they're leaving because of theft and things like that, and the high crime, and that relationship between being able to get reimbursed, the way that CVS does versus the way that Walgreens does. All those are valid. But the main thing that I want you all to understand is that the public officials did not show up today.
Wow. Wow, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Even though the flyer had on there that Commissioner Stanley Moore would be there, he did not show up. If you can't get hard, it's not your age, your hormones, or bad luck. It's a blood leak inside your penis, and this simple baking soda.
Well, I didn't know this commercial was going to pop up
For 6 years,
about erectile dysfunction.
It got so bad that I almost... William Hall, who led the charge of this protest, did not show up. Michelle Harris, who was put on the flyer and then later taken off because the constituents had concerns in terms of why was she involved if it wasn't her ward. Mm-hmm. But she didn't show up. Yancey, who stood with Alderman Hall for the first protest against Walgreens, did not show up. Robinson Hall, Alderman Robinson. Lamont Robinson, did not show up. So we just want you all to know that the public officials did not show up at all. And then they didn't have it where every day the regular people like you, me, could speak, have come to the mic and speak. They had it where you had to write your questions down and they cherry picked or hand picked the questions, but they didn't want to allow Miss Jackson. It was hostile towards us when we first walked in, when they first saw us. And so they didn't want Miss Jackson to speak at all. The Walgreens, what was he, the district manager, what was he that allowed the regional manager of Walgreens? He said, no, let her speak. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why Miss Jackson was able to speak. Yes. Now we're going to post what Miss Jackson said and what she asked them and told them. And then when she started telling the reason why, which was the high crime, the theft, and they can't blame Walgreens, they have to go back to leadership, then the senator, what was his name, Senator? Elgin Sims Jr. Elgin Sims Jr. Mm-hmm. Whoa. And so, really did. And the people said, no, let her speak. Let her speak. The people wanted to hear Miss Jackson speak because they said they wanted the truth. This was all BS. And Miss Jackson was telling them the truth. And then they silenced Miss Jackson, told her, enough is enough, basically. And then the people rose up and started clapping for Miss Jackson. So that's just showing you, people, they're tired of the gaslighting.
Right.
People know
right.
something is wrong. They can't pinpoint it, but they know this is something is wrong.
Let me see if they got the video of Miss Jackson.
The excuses these elected officials are telling them, they know it's not making sense.
Exactly.
Miss Jackson was talking to them about the high crime, and the relationship, the historical relationship that the Walgreens have with the Black community. To paint this picture that the Walgreens are somehow attacking our communities by leaving out of these areas where they're losing profits.
I'm not a bro.
Uncomfortable. I found that to be bothersome because of the relationship that my family had with Walgreens from the past, and I talk about that in the comments today when we were there at the church, and Danni posted it, and they're going to post that on their channels. It was very unfair to see Walgreens being attacked like that, as though they don't have the right to want to operate a business at a profit level. It's wrong to do that, especially when they were sitting up here, all of these November, December, talking about how they were going to do these corporate head tax.
Right, exactly. That part of corporate head tax that they rejected.
Political jargon, so many fake meetings, fake town halls, fake. We're realizing this now, that these town hall meetings, you all, are fake. I want you all, even today with this 87th and Cottage Grove Walgreens situation, do you all understand that decision had already been made? Mm-hmm. They said today that their lease would be up in June. I think they said June 4th. And then they're going to be moved out by August. That means when these public officials put up these flyers, started these press conferences to get the people all worked up and all this and that, they already knew this was not going to be reversed, right? But
I am not surprised. I'm not surprised.
To keep them running for the vote. And that's why we talked about earlier, why they keep having them in churches. What we call elder abuse. It's elder abuse at this point.
Yeah. To be concerned about. Yeah, I support these ladies. What y'all got to lose? Vote Danny C for mayor. I love Jessica because they was.
So Walgreens says that theft and violence, unfortunately, has made it too hard for them to keep their stores open in certain neighborhoods, and they can't keep their employees safe or their customers. So up in Chicago, in particular, they decided to close. On the south side, people showed up to push back against a Walgreens closing. The doors are set to close next month. Walgreens says it's due to safety issues, but it will leave thousands without nearby access to life-saving medication. Tia Ewing has more.
Everybody say Walgreens do right by us.
Say what now? Walgreens do right by us? Who are you talking to, your baby mama?
Right.
Sir, you sound crazy. Walgreens is a corporation. Y'all are not in a relationship.
Right.
Look at how these melanated-minded socialistic Negroes think. I'm sorry, I know that's offensive and y'all don't like what I say, but the truth has to be told. He has rallied these people here for the sympathy, because of course you got to have the people in the wheelchair with their medicine in hand, as if this is supposed to pull on the heartstrings of a corporation that does not exist for your charitable reasons, right? The business exists to provide products and services and a way to get paid, and they've been doing so in this community for decades, but now it has gotten to the point where they're unable to do so profitably. You want to stage a press conference talking about a Walgreens do right by us.
I don't know what the fuck.
As if you are making an appeal to a baby mama who is under an obligation to do right by you because y'all got kids together. Why do you believe that this is how it works in economics? Y'all are going to believe me and listen to me when I tell you. The civil rights movement, all they did was usher the black community straight into the hands of the Democratic Party.
Facts.
And create
Facts.
dependent. We
Facts.
are the dependent class to where we look at a business that's making a business decision that says, based on the conditions that you created in your own community, we can no longer serve you in good faith and in good conscience. Sorry for you. We out. And instead of you looking within saying, what is it that we are doing to create the conditions that allow crime to thrive, you stage a whole press conference to appeal to Walgreens and ask them to do right by you. Well, how's that working out? Because it's closing June 4th. Like, it's over.
Right.
Just close a store, it won't take away a critical lifeline.
We're not here to beg Walgreens to stay. We're saying that their decision is the wrong decision. And in my opinion, it should be considered a first-degree corporate crime.
How have you determined that the decision that Walgreens is making based on their internal reporting, how are you saying that it's the wrong decision? Have you looked at their loss prevention numbers? Have you looked at the profit and loss statements, their inventory report?
That's right.
Have you looked at anything mathematically to determine that Walgreens is making the wrong decision? And then you stand there and claim, we're not begging Walgreens to stay, yet this whole press conference is there with these nice little signs to label and shame them into submission, and you wonder why they don't want to stay.
Is that part? That part.
The hostile business environments and then are shocked.
That part.
Facts with our kids. I carry this around in my purse everywhere I go. I carry these stats around. Let me read this to you guys. Chicago Public Schools education results. Only 29% of students are proficient in reading. Only 18% of students are proficient in math. Proficient in reading by grade level. Third grade, only 21%. Fourth grade, 26%. Grade 5, 27%. Grade 6, 35%. Grade 7, 33%. Grade 8, 39%. Yet, 81% of students graduate. So This percentage of students that can't even read at grade level, yet 81% of students graduate. You heard what I told you. If you can't read, if you're not reading at grade level, how in the world can you go and they allow these students to graduate knowing that they can't even read? This is reading and math. 18% of the students are proficient in math. Only 18. Yet right now,
that's a damn shame.
Your kids outside to protest ICE.
To protest ICE, exactly.
CPS, CTU to get more money to fund that, to fund those facts, to fund that failure. That's what they're having your kids outside protesting. Not protesting those failing reading levels and math levels. No, how dare we talk about what's really affecting the kids? No, we want more money to fund these spelling programs, aka to fund CTU lifestyle, because we know we haven't received a forensic audit in what, almost 5 years? And we know that we are paying millions to fund their lifestyles, their lavish trips, and for them to go and just live a great life on our tax dollars. Yeah, they have our kids out there protesting that garbage.
Principal booked $400 a night Vegas suite for a conference at a district hotel that started 2 days after his arrival and ended after he left. Teachers took a 4,700 7-day trip to Hawaii for a 4-day professional development seminar. You could have Zoomed it, by the way. 15 staff trips to Finland, Estonia, Egypt, and South Africa for professional developmental and school visits. So not only do your results suck, but you're out there traveling around the country, and because you feel impervious because the teachers union put the mayor in office and put the governor in office, so you could go and do these exotic trips, and then you could just put the kids in cargo. Meanwhile, at the same time, going against the charter schools that want to do a better job, that have shown the results, you're seeing these kids go to four-year universities on scholarship. The same poor kids that they said that could not be educated because of their background, and then we can't get kids to even attend school. But it's no wonder, because if you look at the teachers, they're doing the same thing. 43% of the teachers in Chicago public school logged 10 or more absences for the 24-25 school year. So the kids aren't showing up to school, and the teachers aren't either.
That's just crazy. That's like half of teachers missing 10 days of school. And I also think, too, about how short the school year is and how short it feels. There's so many days off. But the report cards speak for what's happening. When these are the facts for our kids. I carry this around in my purse everywhere.
She's running for mayor. I support her. What you got to lose, Chicago?
Hey guys, recently, and this is just not, this has been going on for a while, but I believe now people are starting to feel the effects and starting to understand the crisis we're in, and what we've been trying to warn you all about that was going to happen in Chicago. Because I'm seeing, and Chicago Flips Red, we're getting emails, messages about families that can't find housing. And I'm recently seeing across the internet where many posts of people saying that they cannot find, they can't first rent out apartments and things. Well, we warned you all about this. Zoe right now is currently and has been, and her mom going through the exact same thing about finding housing. And so one of the things they mentioned was credit score. That, if your credit score is not a certain number, then you're automatically, they don't even look at you. So think about what's happening right now, guys. We have a system that let's just say, look at your credit scores. Now, property taxes just tripled on the south and west side of Chicago. So what does that mean? That means that families are not going to be able to pay their mortgage, especially seniors that's on a fixed income. So they're going to lose that home because of unjust assessed property taxes.
Exactly.
Criminal.
Exactly.
Property taxes that has been inflated.
The city of Chicago went up 100% on black-owned properties. What a travesty. How is that even fair? and gave the suburbs a 5% decrease in their property taxes. Get them up out of there.
Then what happens is your credit scores drop. Your credit score drop. And so if we have a system that's going by your credit score, what do you think is that's going to happen to the people who lost their homes, lost their property, and now are looking to find an apartment? Well, they don't qualify because your credit score, your credit has dropped. So what does that leave the average Chicago citizen and their kids and their families? When we keep telling you you're going to be the new homeless if you keep voting blue no matter who, that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Affordable housing scam is not affordable. You're not going to be able to afford those units. They are not low income units. They're units that you can maybe pay $100,000 a year for. That's what they call affordable, not you. So what's going on is we're dealing with people whose developers, realtors, your alderman, your mayor, they are all in this Ponzi scheme. Everybody is in this Ponzi scheme. They're the ones who's getting rich, and you're losing your homes, you're losing your property, your generational wealth. And you're going to be that's why they're pushing this communist socialist to you. This is why they're pushing this, and they're making you believe it's so great to become a socialist communist city, because that's where you're headed. You're headed to own nothing and be happy, all while they own everything down in their
facts. Because the main trait tenet of socialism. Hold on. I'm live. I'm gonna call you when I finish.
Okay, I just wanted to know if you was all right over there.
Yep, I am. Thank you. I'll call you back. So the main tenet of communist socialism is collectivism, which means abolish all private property. You won't own a home under socialism, capitalism. It'd be ran by the government. Now this is my girl Jessica Jackson.
talking about expressions of slavery, and you don't even have any black aldermen there. Now, it's not your fault. It's a testimony of just how sorry and pathetic the black aldermen are in City Hall, which has allowed you all to do all type of things that you all shouldn't be allowed to do. But the fact of the matter is the fact that you have Africans in here today talking about expressions of slavery. Slavery in America happened to us, black Americans, not them. In fact, the Africans of today don't even associate themselves with black Americans.
Yeah, come on.
They don't even associate
Come on.
themselves with us. In their little minds, they think they're superior to us. So for them to come over here and think that they should be getting some type of rights in the conversation of slavery, it's a straight up insult. Now, what you all are trying to do is bring them in on this immigration jump. That's what y'all trying to do. You're trying to bring them in on this immigration jump when you know doggone well the conversation of slavery is not behind black immigrants of today. It's behind black Americans. And you all have yet to address that issue. And you, Sanchez, Rodriguez Sanchez, you won't even give me the dignity of talking about the hate crime bill for black people that I was trying to get going. And you want to have the audacity to try to bring them in here and try to front like you're trying to do something for black people? They're not black Americans. But we're not going to waste our time in here. The real fight is going to be taking place federally. So whatever y'all think y'all going to do today, it's just a matter of time, it's going to get undone. Before y'all get real comfortable, don't unpack your clothes, because you're going to get sent back. You better check that paperwork, because if it ain't right, ICE coming to get y'all too. I don't care if your skin is black. You don't get to come over here and ride the black American.
Come on, Jessica.
Don't look at that
Come on.
Don't play no games with black people. That's why the Democrat Party in trouble right now, messing with black people. Not them. Not them. We got the power in America. You better understand that. Watch. It's been.
Come on. Did she not break that down? Flip Chicago red. Oh my God, I got to put this on the immigration. Jessica, I love you. And she broke that down. Oh, I need to put that on the. I'll just change it.
Hi, what's up?
This is the president of Flip Chicago Red, the founder.
Read an article first about Illinois Republican Governor candidate Darren Bailey moves into Chicago apartment. Wednesday, April 15th, 2026, we're going to credit ABC7 Chicago. Darren Bailey isn't just trying to win over a voter. He wants this year's campaign to be an impressive experience for Chicago residents. Speaking to Capital News Illinois on Wednesday before taking the stage at the annual Illinois Gun Owners Lobby Day in Springfield, the Republicans' nominee for governor said he's moved into an apartment on Chicago's near South Side that will serve as sort of headquarters for his Chicago area campaign operation. It's not entirely unusual move for Bailey, a former state lawmaker and farmer from Clay County, about 4 hours south of the city. He lived in the building formerly known as the John Hancock Center on Michigan Avenue 4 years ago with a similar goal. Though it didn't pay off as he lost the race by 12 percentage points to Governor J.B. Pritzker, he only received about 15% of the vote in the city. Bailey hasn't always been fond of Chicago. 4 years ago, he called the city a hellhole. A statement he said that he no longer.
Chicago is a hellhole.
Move is part of Bailey's promise to focus more on getting to know voters in the city and suburbs. Bailey said he doesn't mean he's forgotten about downstate voters who propelled him to the party's nomination for a second time last month. I feel like our base knows and understands because I communicated that continually as we were visiting within the last several months, telling them that, you're not going to see a lot of us after the primary, Bailey said. Bailey said he hopes a donor will help cover the apartment costs. State law generally prohibits using campaign funds for homes, but allows some gray area for candidates and public officials to defray costs. It's common for state legislators, for example, to use campaign funds to pay for a hotel or apartment in Springfield. Apartment rent in the South Loop neighborhood starts around $2,000 per month, according to real estate group Downtown Apartment Collective. Governor J.B. Pritzker's campaign said voters shouldn't believe that Bailey's changed his mind about the city. All right. First of all, J.B. Pritzker, I'm working on getting you investigated and locked up before the November 3rd election. That's just number one, because that's our only choice, because Bailey has no chance of winning. And I'm going to tell you why Bailey has no chance of winning. First of all, I'm not understanding what in the Jane Byrne move is this. So last time it was John Hancock. Now you're going to move into near the South Side. And you're hoping that a donor will pay your $2,000 a month when you have private plans. Like, I mean, what? I'm trying to understand why y'all think y'all could continue to play with my generation. Is that, I don't know, this is our time to start, right, for the politics. It's not gonna work. Number two is your lieutenant governor. He got a lying problem, okay? When we did the Famous Friday, it was about 3 or 4 people that said he was lying on the Famous Friday, okay? That's all. Number two is he lied to me. He lied to me when he came and solicit for our endorsement. Now, I do my research. I do my research on every candidate because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
There was no confidence really in either one of they don't have no agenda. And when you have no agenda, it defeats the purpose of voting for you, okay? We are in a dire need of an agenda, especially for the property owners and business owners in blighted areas. If you're in a blighted area, predominantly on the south side, in certain areas, they're coming for their properties. They've already did it to my family. I'm a prime example of it. And honestly, nobody, I knew that the Democratic Party can't talk about it, but honestly, the Illinois GOP is not talking about it. Even when Delmar came to me to solicit our endorsement, I had told him, like I told every Illinois governor that I met with, I personally wanted Ted Dabrowski. He's the only one that I felt like could connect it with the community. And when I say community, the all community, from the public safety issue, which is honestly the education crisis that we're dealing with that nobody doesn't want to discuss. Okay, we talked about the issue when it came to the properties and stuff happening. Okay, we talked about when it came to the with his lieutenant governor, when it came to the public health crisis that was happening that nobody else wanted to really discuss. So he was the viable candidate to me. He was. However, unfortunately, he didn't win. Cool. So we got stuck with the person who
I'm gonna let that go. That's that's the founder of Flip Chicago Red. I'm gonna get off that Walgreens. Oh, I got a lot of videos from the. Oh, I got a lot of videos. I'm gonna do one more.
Hi, what's up? This is Zoe Lee, and I Bailey moves into Chicago.
Okay, so she just okay. Let me delete. Oh shoot, let me delete this. Okay.
The Holiday Inn Chicago Midway, located at 7353 South Cicero Avenue, hit the market for $20.5 million in March of 2024. But here's what they're not telling you up front. This hotel has been operating as an illegal immigrant shelter. Since 2023, Chicago has been leasing hotels like this one to house thousands of illegals. The Holiday Inn near Midway became one of the major shelter sites, just 3 blocks from Ford City Mall and less than 2 miles from the airport. Now, even while it's being used as a shelter, the owners, IHG, with the help of Josh Tamman from Marcus and Millichamp out of Phoenix, Arizona, are trying to sell it. Investors might inherit the migrant crisis, or the property could be flipped back into the regular hotel once the deal ends. So how much is this costing taxpayers? Chicago has spent hundreds of millions on the migrant crisis, over $300 million by early 2024, with hotels alone eating up a major portion of that spending. I'll still say over $2 billion overall. But imagine how much each of these shelters, aka criminal enterprises, are making. And our Democratic elected officials at the city and state level don't care, because drug, human, and sex trafficking are at an all-time high, and it's big business, especially at the expense of the taxpayers. In some cases, the city was paying between $200 and $300 per room per night. Multiply that by hundreds of rooms across the city, and it's no surprise these shelters have turned into a gold mine for hotel owners, while taxpayers foot the bill. Governor Pritzker has sold parts of Illinois to Mexico, and Mayor Johnson is trying to seal his deal with Venezuela for Chicago. I'm going to need Donald Trump to start having Pam Bondi hand out indictments, and send Tom home in here. Chicago is under attack, and the city is bankrupt. It's RICO time.
Hmm.
So I can't go in. So am I being discriminated against? Because I think I'm a people or a person or a human being. I'm trying to figure out why I can't go in. What kind of badge do I need? A human being badge or something? I'm trying to figure out. Like, I really want to go in because I really feel like I should be able to go into a hotel. But you said I can't because I need a badge. But you don't know what kind of badge I need. Okay. He said I need a badge, but you don't know what kind of badge I need. I guess, I don't know.
Here's what comes off a bowl of strawberries.
Vote for Danny C. So they went to the hotel. I can't believe that they still paying for illegals in hotels. Where they doing that at? Even New York ain't doing that one. Oh shit, I wanted to delete that. I'm gonna do one more.
No replacement is here. Look at the business. All owned by foreigners. We have more foreign business than American business in America, in Chicago. Tell me that's justice. Tell me that's the American way. Come on, Danny. You're giving up your American dream to fund someone else's American dream. Foreigners. What happened to our pursuit of happiness? What happened to our pursuit of happiness? What happened to your kids' pursuit of happiness? That don't matter? Because what? Because on the fifth floor, Brandon Johnson told you it don't matter? Then in that Prescott told you it don't matter while he's sitting on billions? Well, Brandon is sitting on billions. He came in broke, and now he's worth $5 million when he leaves. How does that happen? You can't even afford to get an apartment because apartments are now for one bedroom, $1,200. And if you wanted to, your credit score has dropped, so they check your credit. You don't even qualify for that. But illegal aliens are in those buildings, and they're paying $9,000 to house them. Yeah, they are. With our tax dollars.
Come on.
And then Preston right now is trying to figure out, him and Brandon Johnson and Byron Central Lopez is trying to figure out how they're going to squeeze more of our tax dollars to pay for illegals because they're scared to come out their house because of ICE to pay for their rent. But they don't look scared when they be the rest to pay for them not coming out their house because they're scared because they broke our federal laws. So he want us to pay for them to sit in the house and hide out from ICE and pay their rent. Right now. Right now, man shot multiple times in in Chicago. From a shooting in South Chicago. Right here. Look at it. Look at it. You don't have to listen to me. That's CBS News right there. Chicago. A man shot. Women shot. This right now. Right now. Brian Hopkins would even look up today in public safety meeting. But Brian Hopkins in a public safety meeting, he wouldn't even look up. When we had these public safety meetings, like it was today, the chambers are empty. Where's the outrage for the citizens that's losing their lives? Where's the protest? Where's the protest? We have mass shootings every day on American citizens. Where's the protest? An illegal alien get caught by ICE and deported back to their country. It's a protest. All of you all are right here protesting. Where's the protest? Where's the protest for the mass genocide that's happening in our community?
Come on.
Where's the protest?
Come on. Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny. Come on.
Tell me how concerned she is about illegal aliens coming here because they're fleeing from prosecution from their countries. But she didn't even address the act of genocide that's happening right now in her own community, on her American soil. Tell me where's the protest, Americans? For your kids that can't read. For the kids that can't read. Your property taxes just went up. On the side of West.
100% in black communities.
I just gave $1 billion to CPS. And then they came back in the secrets of night and raised your taxes $25 million more. But your kids can't read. The Board of Education did, but your kids can't read. 2% graduation rate. We got a 29% kids that's proficient in reading, 18% proficient in math. And they protested for illegal aliens. Where's the outrage for Americans? I'm asking y'all. Look at this. For Chicagoans. Look, everybody just walking around doing their thing. And then they tell you your rights are being taken. They tell you right now the federal government is taking your rights. Everybody right here look happy. Everybody right here still got their rights. They tell you you can't vote, they taking your rights. And right here in Chicago, you can go vote right now without an ID. Without an ID. But they have you moved into thinking your voting rights are being taken. And now you're just fighting for what? Look at the smash and grab. Look at it. Look at it. But Bernie Johnson told you that crime is down 30%. Come on, look at that. Oh, wow. He's walking around. It's happening right now as I'm speaking. Look at this. Live and crime. A shooting right now. Where's the outrage? Happening now. And Bernie Johnson giving you all in Pritzker, giving you all a full sense of security. And look, right now. And he's telling you.
Vote for Danny.